Everyone, in today's video we are going to learn about the income statement. So what is income statement? Here it is given that a company's income statement shows the company's financial performance over a period of time, usually 1 year. So, income statement is one type of financial document which shows company's financial performance, okay, in monetary terms over a period of time. Balance sheet shows financial position of a company as on date, as on certain date, but income statement, which is also called as profit and loss account or profit and loss statement, shows financial performance of a company over a period of time. Okay, usually certain period of time like 1 year. It can also be quarterly statements, but usually it will be 1 year. Okay, this is the contrast to balance sheet which shows financial position at a point in time. Okay, as I told you, a frequently used analogy is that balance sheet is like a photograph while the income statement is more like a video. Okay, balance sheet means it is a screenshot. Okay, screenshot of a company's financial position, but income statement is like a video which shows each and every part of the financial position over a period of time. Okay, over it is going like ongoing process. Okay, so balance sheet shows financial position as on date and income statement shows financial position over a period of time. The income statement, sometimes referred to as a profit and loss account or profit and loss statement, is organized exactly how you would expect. The first section details the company's revenues while the second section details the company's expenses. Okay, for company there will be two major parts which companies look into for understanding their financial positions. One is revenue, the income we are generating or the income which company is generating, and another one is cost. To incur that revenue or to incur that income, how much cost is company is bearing or how much expenses company is bearing, that will that the stakeholders or the customers or the company will get to know by like seeing income statement, by preparing income statement. Okay, so based on this income statement, we will calculate profit or loss. If the revenue or income is higher than the expense or cost, then there will be profit. Otherwise, there will be loss. Okay. For example, here if you can see, as a revenue part, there will be sales. Okay. By selling the goods or services, we will earn money. That is income for the business. So it is a part of revenue. Okay, for selling those goods, whatever cost we are incurring or whatever cost the business is incurring, that will be deducted from the sales amount, and total net value will be addressed as gross profit. Okay, whatever goods we have sold, for example we have sold 10,000 rupees worth of goods. Okay, and for selling those goods we have incurred some cost, that is around 1,000. Then what will be the gross profit? Gross profit will be 10,000 minus 1,000, that is 9,000 will be our gross profit. Okay, under expenses you can see some utilities expenses like electricity expenses or water charges or rent for the warehouses or buildings whatever you are using for your businesses, salaries and wages which you are providing to your employees, advertising expenses which you bear for promoting your goods or services, and insurance. All these kinds of expenses come under expenses tab. Okay, so total will be total expenses, and after deducting total expenses from this gross profit, we will get net income. Okay, tax will be charged on this net income only. This net income is only used for distributing the dividends to the shareholders. Okay, so revenue minus expenses, not revenue, gross profit minus total expenses will be net income. How we get this gross profit? That is sales minus cost of goods sold or other direct expenses which related to the production of the business or ongoing activities of the business, that will be part of the trading, and that is trading account. That is like we will calculate that we will consider that while calculating gross profit. Okay, in while calculating net profit we will consider indirect expenses, and while calculating gross profit we will consider direct expenses. Okay, so finally in crux, revenue like sales minus cost of goods sold is gross profit, and gross profit minus total expenses will be our net profit or net income. Okay, now moving to, here we have like explained in detail. Gross profit refers to the sum of a company's revenues minus cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold is the amount that the company paid for the goods that is sold over the course of period. Okay, whatever cost we have paid for selling the goods, that will be called as cost of goods sold. We will reduce that from revenue and we will get gross profit. For example, Laura runs a small business selling t-shirts with band logos on them. At the beginning of the month, Laura ordered 100 t-shirts for $3 each. By the end of the month, she had sold all of the t-shirts for a total of $800. For the month, Laura's cost of goods sold is 300 because she paid cost of 100 t-shirts into $3 each, 300, and her gross profit is 500 because she sold those t-shirts at $800. $800 minus $300 will be her gross profit, that is $500. Okay, same example is here also. Now coming to operating income versus net income, what is the difference? Sometimes you will see an income statement like the one of the following page that separates operating expenses from non-operating expenses. Operating expenses are the expenses related to the normal operations of the business and are likely to be incurred in future periods as well. Things such as rent, insurance premium, and employees' wages are typical operating expenses. Non operating expenses are those that are unrelated to the regular operations of the business and as a result are unlikely to be incurred again in the following year. A typical example of non operating expense would be a lawsuit. Okay, there will be two expenses, one is operating expense, another one is non operating expense. Whatever expenses we incur for our ongoing business operations, that expenses will be treated as operating expenses, and one time expenses which is not related to the ongoing operations of the business, those will be treated as non operating expenses. For example, if you are running a business of manufacturing a t-shirts, for manufacturing t-shirts, whatever the expenses you are incurring, like ongoing recurring expenses, like if you are storing the raw materials or goods in a warehouse, the rent of the warehouse, electricity charges, etc., will be your operating expenses, and salaries you provide to the workers will also be operating expenses. But when when the company is under lawsuit and the company is bearing expenses for legal proceedings, that will not be treated as operating expenses because it is one time ad hoc expense, so that will be treated as non operating expenses. Okay, so this is the main difference between operating expenses and non operating expenses. So here it is also given the reasoning behind separating operating expenses from non-operating expenses is that it allows for the calculation of operating income. In theory, operating income is a more meaningful number than net income, as it should offer a better indicator of what company's income is going to look like in future years. The effect of this focus on operating income as opposed to net income has been to cause many companies to make efforts to classify as many expenses as possible as non-operating with the intention of making their operating income look more impressive to investors. As a result of this creative accounting, it's becoming a bit of a debate which income figure is in fact a better indicator for the future. Okay, so why companies bifurcate operating expense and non-operating expense is that the company want a clear picture of the profit they are getting from their business activities, ongoing business activities, how much profit the company is generating. For knowing that position, they bifurcate between the expenses, that is operating and non-operating expenses. Okay, got it? So for today it is enough. In next video we will come with another topic, and if you have any doubt, please post those doubts in the comment section below and I'll try to answer your questions. Okay, and stay tuned for the next video. And thank you so much for all your support. Please like my video, share my video, and subscribe to my channel if you are new. So please support me. Yep. Thank you so much.